Okay, let's just do a quick check on our progress on the adventure game. You should have a basic map. This is a fairly small demonstration one. What I suggest you do is you have basically this small map still. I have added a couple of things while I was doing the descriptions to it from previous versions. In fact, I've just made a mistake and I'll take that one out and change the capital G to a T. Called him a goblin earlier, and capital G to a T. Now, one point I would just like to make is, you saw how quick it was for me to adjust my setup. The reason is because I'm using dictionaries to control my descriptions. So as long as my key ties up, I will always get a good description back. So we've got a map. I've added a Swami to it over here. He's there to give us some clues as we go through. The way he gets controlled is when I collect certain things, that will trigger a change of state for that S. Just changing it between different S's. Now, if I wanted that character to do lots of different things, I could trigger different events and change them to different characters. Effectively, each time you visit that Swami, it would be a different character. So, there's the key. This is the basic key that we wrote back at the start. It's probably not that necessary anymore. Following that key, we have some global variables for descriptions. So the structure I've got is really, if I'm including anything, that should be at the top. Any import statements should be first. Then I like to see global variables quite early, so I know what they are and I can see, oh, I've got this variable, it's going to be around. So I've got my world map as a variable. Task number 3 was create some descriptions. My descriptions are all stored in global variables again. This one is using a dictionary. If you couldn't work out how to use dictionaries, you'll have a function which will have a series of if statements, which effectively will be an if something is space, a location is a space, print this message. Further down, the reason I've not done that is, rather than changing a function all the time, I can actually change this variable. It's possible to load variables from files, which is why the dictionary method is slightly preferable. You can actually store all your configuration information elsewhere and it keeps your program a bit smaller. That's quite an advanced topic. I've got short descriptions as well. Notice things like, so we've got some short descriptions. These are for if you're near something, what will it say? So notice some things you can't tell what they are when you're nearby. So you don't know that there's gold somewhere. You just know it's a meadow. A key. It looks like a meadow at the moment. You've got the wall of the hut. The door is a big heavy door and you don't know if it's open or shut until you try. Little clue, when I get to the troll, I'm giving a clue to the user saying there's a funny dank smell there, just to help move through. These are the 2 states for my Swami. They've actually got comments here. One of them says that he's telling you where the key is, and the second one is telling you how to finish the game. Look under the floors in the hut, so you've got to go inside and look at the floor of the hut. And that's here again. And the Swami is inside a small tent, basically. If you're nearby the exit, you've got the floor echoing. That's why the Swami says suggest. Underscore, you're just inside the hut. It's just more hut there, more wooden floor nearby. So that's how I've got all my data set up. Task 1 was to do a print function, so we can print out the map quite clearly. Map 2 was about task 2 was about printing out or getting a location. Those 2 functions in some form I've given you already. The next 2 functions, I'm not going to show you the code for them, but we will use it. So let's see what the game looks like so far. So I'm going to run it. I've just run the program. It shows it's run. Just bring this in so it can fit inside your visible screen. So let's think about the functions we've done. We've done a print map function. Print map just prints out the basic state of the map. We said, what's the get location function? So get location, we give it x and y coordinates. Notice as I'm typing my functions, because I've written good comments, it's coming up as I use the function. It's telling me how to use this function. So I get the object or thing from a location in x and y. So if I go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 2, I think that should be the goblin. So it's getting on at T. So we've got the get location. We can do a describe. Now my describe does the advanced stuff as well. It uses a short description function, and I can actually give a short description for what would you see at 10:2. So if I'm not actually at that location, I just know it's a meadow with a funny smell, and that's what it's saying, with a dank smell. It's horrible. So that's the short thing. That's what allows me to give a slightly fuller description to a location. So if I go near that and I say describe, and I want to go to 11:2, it tells me that you're in an open meadow. So 11:2 is here, with the sun in your face, and the hut is nearby. Also near me is the hut wall, some river, an open meadow, a meadow with a dank smell, that's the troll, and just some open meadow again. So now it's telling me what's around the location I'm in. That's my describe function. If I go to position, get it to describe 12:2, it says you're opening a meadow, sun's on your face. Nearby is a heavy wooden door. That's the door here. Strange mists. I'm wondering why it should be doing that. It shouldn't be showing me. Oh, yeah, it's showing strange mists because it doesn't know that's a bridge. I've missed something out of my dictionary. I need to go and put it back in. But notice although I haven't defined what the hat is, it hasn't actually broken the program because I use these try commands around getting the description. And it also says that I've got nearby some meadow as well. So we've got two meadows either side of where that door is. The only time I know what's going on with the door is when I'm on it. Now, the next task on this is to actually stop me from going to this location. So a solid oaken door, everything you try does not work to make the door move. In our next function, we're going to be actually saying, right, in that case, your position goes back to where you just came from. So in that location, it's saying we've got a hunt. I'll print the map again. This is why we write functions. I can just call up the routines when I need to. So the hut, I've got meadow, hut wall. So I'm stood inside here in the doorway, two walls either side, a bit of hut, and open meadow. Okay. Next section is I can open the door. So if I say update location, the last task we did, X and Y locations, you can't see the full description because I'm at the bottom of the screen at the moment. But update location, I want to update 12,3 to be an open door. So it's let me do that. If I print the map out, we now see we've actually got the door. If I ask it to describe the open door, you're passing through a door, it creaks as you pass. Nearby is the hut. The meadow above, we've got two walls as we go past. So it's now describing what's happening here. Okay, that's where we should be really. And next week I'll be putting up an example, the work for us to actually move. At the moment I'm just choosing where I want. I can actually see the end. I can go to describe 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go to 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I go to there, it says you have successfully left the strange world behind. What other adventures wait for you in the future? So that's my finishing message. I've completed. Nearby, we've got the hut on the wall, the hut, which is just the floor. If I describe somewhere next to that, like, let's go to 8.5. So I'm not inside the wall, because I shouldn't be inside a wall. Inside the hut, standing on a wooden floor, that's, as you move, echoes beneath you. Nearby is a hut wall, the hut, echoing floor, heavy wooden door. So the hut just says you're inside the hut, but an echoing floor says that the exit is nearby. Okay, so that's just the state of play that we should have at the moment.